More than 50 officials from several agencies showed up for this inspection. City council members were also there. Action News Jack's Brittany Jones continues our team coverage. And Brittany, there were a lot of emotions as inspectors were looking into those homes.
Letitia, it was just a long, emotional day. Let me step out of the way. Take a look behind me. This is only a small portion of the agencies who have been here all day. Cars literally filled the parking lot, and so many people were very upset about how these families are living. You can see the teary red eyes as council members walk through a tenant's apartment. Some couldn't hold back the tears.
It's been very upsetting to me.
That's why a task force that was put together by the mayor showed up to see Eureka Gardens for themselves. An emotional job for the 57 officials dispatched to the complex from several different agencies. City of Jacksonville Social Services, Building Inspections Division, Code Enforcement, JSO, JFRD, and the list goes on. Council members are upset with the property owners for what they call horrible living conditions.
They've had other properties in other states and cities with the same conditions. We're putting the management on notice. It's not going to happen here in Jacksonville.
The fire chief found several issues with the stairwells and possible gas leaks, and neighbors pointed out mold and mildew problems, something they say they've been living with for years. But seeing these people from the agencies go to each of the 400 units is comforting for Gail Thomas, who knows help is finally on the way.
God done sent some angels today.
New at 6, I'm working to find out how much these resources will cost to keep them out here. Reporting live on the west side, Brittany Jones, CBS 47, Action News. The rusted stairs and the mold behind some of the doors in these apartments are just some of the things tenants here have to live with. And they tell me none of these properties should be passing inspections.
It's full of mold.
That's how tenants describe life in Washington Heights apartments. From high crime to the leaky ceilings to mold everywhere.
It frustrates me, the fact that I have to live like this.
This woman walked me through her home. She's nearly 8 months pregnant, living and breathing in this mess. Families so scared to show their faces on camera as a fear of getting kicked out. But they want answers. We told you last week several agencies and city leaders swarmed around Eureka Garden apartments and found hundreds of families living the same way. The owner, Global Ministries Foundation. Across Jacksonville, I found the company owns a total of 6 Section 8 properties.
The federal government really needs to have a mechanism in there that forces folks like this particular owner to do the right thing.
This is Brittany Jones. An owner I tried calling today and got no response.
These conditions are deplorable.
I even pulled all of the most recent inspection scores, and each of them passed, with numbers as low as 67 out of 100. HUD tells me a 59 score is failing, but tenants tell me the passing score doesn't reflect how they're truly living.
As you can see, this is how we live, and they don't really, care.
Councilman Brown tells me he's going to be following up every week with tenants here to make sure something is being done. Reporting on the north side, Brittany Jones, CBS 47, Action News Jax.
There's gas. You can smell the gas in here. It's horrible.
It was a dramatic scene that only Action News captured. A woman lying helpless at the door of her Eureka Gardens apartment.
She fell right in front of my face.
We weren't sure the woman was breathing. Tenants and I scrambled to call 911. Neighbors say the woman was weak because of the strong smell of gas.
She's been living here for 2 years, and management is not doing anything about this gas smell and this carbon monoxide smell.
This is just one of the many issues these tenants have been dealing with. In the last 2 weeks, we told you about the 163 living violations found at Eureka Gardens, including mold, leaky ceilings, and mildew. And as HUD was set to wrap up inspections today, this happened.
Hurry up!
I went to the office to get answers, but I was told to reach out to HUD and managers and haven't heard back.
What do people have to do? Do they have to fall out and die for y'all to treat us like we human beings?
Property managers came inside of this apartment to see this mess for themselves, and they tell us now they're going to immediately fix the problem.
I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry.
Teary-eyed DeJuan Wilson stood in her bathroom as Eureka Gardens property managers hugged her and apologized for how she and her family has been forced to live. But before she let them in, she had some questions.
So I'm wondering why I didn't get moved out of this apartment into a hotel until they crashed these down. It's feces water dripping through from the pipes in my bathroom.
Ledick Property Manager's Chief Operations Officer and Regional Vice President showed up, though Wilson thought owner Richard Hamlet was coming to tour the place. We were told he was in a meeting, and these on site were handling the problem.
Right now, I can take them one at a time. This is the one I'm most aware of right now.
But Wilson says it shouldn't have taken this long to get help in the first place.
As a man of God, we should not be staying in these kind of conditions. This is unacceptable.
While Wilson may be getting the help she needs, she hopes other tenants in these apartments will get help too. Reporting from the West Side, Brittany Jones, CBS 47, Action News Jax.